So I've been working with Vogue Knitting since 1995, which is a long time. I would like to introduce Norah Gaughan, who is the current editor-in-chief of Vogue Knitting.
Hi, everyone. Now I'd like to show my presentation about the issues that I've worked on since I became the editor in 2020. So the first issue that I worked on was smack dab in the middle of the first year of pandemic. And we ended up working with a lot of people who were friends. We decided that the overall theme of this issue was friendship. The next issue is fall 2021. And the overarching theme of this one was art. And the third issue, the one that's on the stands right now, we were so thrilled to be able to have Michelle Obama on the cover. So the theme of this whole issue was nature, starting out with beetles. So there's quite a few sweaters in a story that all have beetles in them, either very literal, like this one, or there were some more simple stitches that were reminiscent of the shape of a beetle. We also looked at structure of nature. Like, can't you picture like the roots of a tree in this particular cowl, in these cables? And Mari Tobita did this sweater for us for the story that was about nature's textures. And I really think that her sleeves look like the back of a tortoise or a turtle. So right now, we're almost finished working on the spring summer issue. It will be coming soon, so I can show you a preview. This is probably the wildest piece in the issue, but I always like to have something a little more daring or something that's good for younger people. It might catch their eye. So that brings us to what we're planning now. And we're working on the fall 22 issue, which is our 40th anniversary. And I'm thrilled to say, of course, that we'll be featuring the 3 winners of Shirley Paden's Design Along in this issue. And then, we have to be thinking of a lot of issues at once, where I'm looking forward to winter 2022, and very soon I'll be sending out a design call. So go to vogueknitting.com, you scroll to the bottom of the page and click the little blue thing that says design submissions. And it will bring up that box that's on the bottom of this page where you can register for design call notices. So now I think it's time for me to open it up to questions.
Someone wants to know, is it harder to get into the magazine if you don't have an established portfolio of designs?
Maybe a little, but if you have something on your Ravelry page, that's helpful. Like even 1 or 2 designs that show what you can do, that you've designed a garment, if that's what you're submitting, or that you've designed a hat successfully. So one of the first things I do when I don't have any knowledge of the designer is go straight to Ravelry and look at their design page. But that said, a nice presentation can be very convincing.
Is there an overarching theme for fall 2022?
So the overarching theme is really only the anniversary. So one of the stories there, the stories are less strict than they have been in all the other things, which has been hard for me. I really like the 3 strict stories, but one story is all ruby because it's the ruby anniversary. And another one is like a softer pastels kind of color that I didn't even put a name to. So in this case, I have to admit that the groupings fell out as we were coloring it, and not the strict. I didn't even have a design call for this issue. I wrote to individual designers that had been in Vogue Knitting in the past so that I could have one of their past designs in as well as one of their new ones. So this particular issue was very different.
Colleen wants to know if there is a design error or element of art history or element of nature that's most inspirational to you as a designer and or editor. And she wants to thank you for your lovely presentation.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know if you've seen the book I wrote years ago called Knitting Nature, And there are a lot of things from nature, mostly like from a mathematical point of view, but a lot of things from nature in there that I've used over and over again. But the motif that I've used more than anything else is a hexagon, which you find in nature, of course, in honeycombs and in bubbles and loads of other places. But that has affected my designing for the last 15 years.
So we thank Norah for, coming and for sharing her knowledge with us and for just generally being who she is.
Thank you so much.